Hello and welcome back to On Ice Perspectives Live, the show that brings you the skater's point of view. Today is Friday, May 29th, 2020, and joining us for our 10th episode is none other than the Jason Brown. Hello,
Woo
hi
woo!
Jason.
Hey! Oh my
Good
god,
to
lucky
see
number
you.
10. Lucky number 10.
I know, absolutely. I thought about that too. I'm so glad to have you on our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, tell us where you are right now.
So I'm at home, or my childhood home, I guess, in Chicago with my whole family. We live in the north suburbs of Highland Park. And so I'm there. I'm with my entire immediate family, which is so nice. It's the first time that we've all been home together in 9 years. So
Amazing.
yeah, so that's the one positive thing. It's been the family time through all this.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. It's been incredible being home for this long and feeling feeling grateful still.
Yeah, having that connectivity with your family is it's so important, and it's definitely something that we've shared, and we've been very fortunate to be in each other's presence during this time and have the
Yes.
family.
Well,
Hmm.
and now we can bring in all of these other people with us who are watching us live right now.
Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you all for joining us today.
So, our format of this show, in case you're not aware, is we're going to be watching a lot of footage that Jason and I filmed middle of last year, almost 9 months ago. It was the beginning of the 2019-2020 season before you had even debuted your first competition. So, we're going to be watching that footage, all sharing in it together. Jason will be commentating.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see this. I cannot wait. Oh
And
my gosh.
honestly, you haven't seen all of it, right? You've only
Uh,
seen the little bits and
no.
pieces that we posted, but we're all going to be
Exactly.
watching this together. And guys, throw in your questions, throw in your comments. Sometimes I'll display them on the screen, and we'll be having a live Q&A at the end of the show. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start us off with what every skater does. We're both on the ice, we're warming up, and here we go. And here we go. Nope, too early. Boom.
Oh, I miss that rink. Oh, I can't wait to go back to Toronto and start training up again at the cricket club. Oh, can we just like take a moment, just like look how beautiful it is? Not even the skating, just like the atmosphere. Oh, I love the no boards and the windows,
And the
uh,
wind.
and the wind and the mirrors. Oh,
I love those massive fans. They look
yeah,
like 10 feet
yeah,
wide.
yeah. They're huge. They are humongous. I remember like just as a funny like comment with the windows or the mirrors. I when I first cut my hair, I was skating up in Toronto, and I remember like every like time I'd go by a window, I'd like keep looking in the mirror and like, oh my god, that's me, like checking for the ponytail. Like, wait, what happened? Where'd it go? It was like a funny. It was so funny having mirrors all around you when you were,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so nice to be able to see it, and you don't get them everywhere. I mean, most rinks you're looking at your reflection, but it's like a very weird reflection through plexiglass. And this is just like
Mm-hmm.
you look at it and you see everything.
Yeah, it's incredible. My favorite is your cameos when you make an appearance because of the mirror. It's like, yeah, there's Jordan. It's like, look, it's proof.
It's not a drone.
Yes, proof.
Oh man. Okay,
Uh,
so this is us getting started. The first you came in and you already knew what you wanted to show me. Short sections of your brand new free skate program.
yes, I just remember I've been wanting to skate to Schindler's List for as long as I can remember, and I immediately fell in love with the choreography that David and I, worked on. And when you came in, exactly what you said, like I was like, I need to get this on film. I need to see what it looks like. I need to get it from your perspective, and like use your cinematography to like grab this because I was just so excited to see what it looked like because I like could feel it, and yeah, okay, I'm just gonna like watch. Let's just enjoy. Oh.
Oh,
The edges. Oh, I miss it. Oh my gosh. There you are.
this, because you don't have like the glass, you have like these more concrete walls and the wooden ceiling. The sound in that rink is, it's so
Amazing.
different. Like, you know, it feels like it's a pocket coming down on you. And so hearing this, the violin, it's just so clear.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you're so like enveloped in that music and the with what you just said with the sound. It on top of it, it's just.
And it really enhances the sound of blades. It really
Mm-hmm.
does. The ice feels so, it has a character to it there.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my god, it's so cool to hear the sound that your video like that your camera picks up. Oh,
Yeah, this is straight out of the microphone.
oh my gosh. Oh.
I just want to read some of these comments. There's so many already. I mean, everyone's
I'm
saying
ready. I'm
hi.
ready.
Everybody's saying hi.
Hey everyone.
Emily asks, Emily asks, are you glad to be back training on the ice again? But we have to remind people that you're not yet on the ice, are you?
Yeah, no. So we're the Toronto's starting to open up, but I have to get to Toronto. So
Exactly.
hopefully very, very soon. But I look forward to it. I'm hoping next week. That's really, I think at the moment it sounds like places in Illinois are going to open up next week. So my fingers are crossed. But that being said, when it's safe to do so, I will be ready.
Oh, this is.
Oh, the beginning. What I loved so much about this is I wanted to set, like from the moment this program began, or even before the music started, I wanted to set a mood. And I wanted to bring people in. And by you coming in and kind of getting a shot of my face at this beginning, it gave me the chance to kind of see what it looked like. Because like, you know how like you can make a face or you can feel an emotion, but it doesn't translate. And so I just remember when you came in, I was like, oh my gosh, please get a close up. Please get a close up at the beginning. And I was like, I want to see if I'm, giving the motion and that I want to convey. And we did this section a lot of times. I remember like we kept doing the beginning over and over because I was like, I needed to get this right. Oh, that's where it is.
Yeah, you were like, I'm gonna go just the first minute, and I
Yeah.
was wondering when does that go to? Because this was my first time seeing it, so now this is the take that I ended up using. But yeah, it's what's amazing is you're right. There's no mirror there for you to see your face, and so I'm seeing your face before you've even seen it.
Exactly. Oh. Oh my gosh. I remember in August when we did this, and I did the choreography into this, and I just did a double axel with you, and I remember being like, "Oh my god, how am I gonna do this as a triple axel?" I like remember like it's just like with all the up and down and the movement, but it came together.
Yeah, I got to see you a couple months later at Skate America with that just the amazing debut of this program.
Thank you.
You skated so well.
It felt good to get it out in front of an audience, but it was one of those things where even at Skate America, like I knew it wasn't what I wanted. Like when you love a program so much, you know what you're capable of, and what your goal is. So it's like I just could feel there was more and more for me to give. That I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to tap into it as the season goes on. See, that's me being like, no, we're stopping filming. I need to be perfect. And I'm like, no.
I'm like, I'm fine with that. Save your strength.
Yeah.
Plus, the first time, like now I know how I want to capture that Ina Bauer.
Also, I think I remember. So, like, we did this like fairly late. It was not like late at night, but like fair like evening,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Mm-hmm.
like the sun was going down, and I remember like we were at a period where you're like, oh my god, Jason, we have to get it quick, because the sun was like perfectly like shining into the rink as it was like it was so beautiful. And the lighting was so amazing that you're like, we need to
Yeah,
catch this before the sun goes down.
I know. It's like
Ugh.
I because the first time we filmed there, it was complete and total nighttime. But now
We
we're
can be, yeah, it was like 11 p.m. And here's the sun. Ugh. Oh my
oh.
gosh. Ugh. Oh no! I was like, it's hard to control the spiral when you're like trying to like move around someone who would remember. I was like, come on, edge, edge. Uh, uh. Also, I remember like when we did this, I would finish the section and be like, "How'd it look?" And you're like, "No, no, Jason, the sun." Like I just remember it was like, you're like, "No, no, we have to do it again." I was like, "We have to do it again." It was so funny. I was like, "No, but what did I look like?" uh,
This is
uh,
it. So now I'm in front. Now I had a chance to get in front of you, and then I get the top of your head here. Oh,
uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
yeah.
Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
this shot of your spiral.
Ugh. Ugh. It's incredible how you move. I mean, like I know we're watching myself move, but like I don't think people realize how incredible it is that the way that you move on the ice through these shots. Like it's unbelievable. Like for anyone that like doesn't realize, like Jordan is like full on like squatting, pumping sideways. Like it's insane. He's not like on some reel that he's like that's planted on the ice and he just like skates with it. Like he's like full on controlling this camera, like down in his squat. Like I could only imagine. It's like an unbelievable.
I know. I miss it so much. I when I'm watching back this footage, like when you watch your own skating, your body starts twitching. You start engaging the muscles that you would use.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
watch this and I'm just like, my back's getting lower and lower.
uh, uh,
Oh yeah,
oh
you're.
my
So
god.
this one I figured, just walk me through this one.
Yeah, I
Mm.
remember. I was like, okay, let me. Yeah, I remember actually. Also, I was like, I don't know how many times I can do this step sequence because it's so exhausting, and especially in August. And so I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like you were like, yeah, we have to like let's walk through it, so then you don't have to like just in case. But as you'll see coming up, I ended up doing it multiple times because I wanted it to be perfect and I wanted to perform to the camera. And doing both at the same time with a new program
Oh yeah.
wasn't in the cards for me. uh,
Yeah, this isn't just a filming session. This is like a full-on training session for you.
exactly, exactly. Oh, oh, oh my gosh. Oh, oh.
I'm
Oh.
trying to give you the halo of sun behind you.
It looks so cool. Uh, oh my gosh. Ugh.
We are gonna have a very long Q&A.
Oh my
I'm telling
gosh.
you now.
No worries. I'm happy to answer any questions. uh, I also think I'm just like gonna keep telling more things about the amazing Jordan. Um, I also love the fact that you want it to be it's single shot, like they're all one long shots that we do, or that you like work like that
Hmm.
at least we've done. I guess I can't speak for everyone else, but like it's all one shot, and I love the fact that you don't. A lot of the times you don't want to do any type of a walkthrough. Like you're like I want this to be raw and I want it to be natural, and I think like and it turns out unbelievable, and it's so cool.
Thanks.
Ugh.
Thank you. I mean, the thing about figure skating is it's in the end it's art, but it's live art.
Mm-hmm.
You skaters, you guys train your butts off to perform it right the very first time.
Yeah.
So
It's
if I can't get it right the first time, but you do, and then the second time you skate not to save any energy for the second run through, because in a competition you do one and you have to
yeah.
give everything.
Mhm. It's true, but it's just so it's so amazing because while you're filming you can edit. And I think it's so incredible that you don't. And I think it brings such an incredible experience for the fans and for the skater watching it because it's and they know like they're all one shot. Like it's not like, oh, this video had good X, that video had good
Yeah.
Y, and you're gonna splice them together. It's really all um their full out
If
sections.
you guys can do it, then the audience should be able to see that, and
Yeah.
it feels like they're watching it live. And that's another thing I feel like my whole growing up I never felt satisfied watching skating on TV, simply because there's so much missing from every time you change an angle you lose sight of where the skater is.
Mhm.
But when you do a spiral and it goes from one end of the ice to the other end of the ice, if they cut in the middle of it, then you lose that feeling.
I'm just so determined. I was like, I want to get it right. I want to get it right. Guys, that bell there, if we get a clean program, they ring the bell.
Oh.
Just FYI. So we all like yearn for the sign of a bell. We're like, come on.
I have to give a shout out to like the two other skaters on the ice with us right now. You hardly see them because they were just so nice. There's a
They
shot
could
where
not have been sweeter, and they were so understanding, and they were, yes. I, yeah. I feel very lucky to train with really great people. From the young kids to the adults, like every age in between. It's just such an incredible group. I know. I remember you coming at me. It's so weird to do a jump with. Uh, yeah. Oh.
Whew.
Oh. Yeah, I remember I wasn't ready at that spin and then do full work. I thought it's so interesting how much the program evolves and how much, uh, really, even though you end the season like in the best shape of your life, you start the season off and have to rebuild it, and you have to get back into it, and you're learning a new style of music and different programs and different choreography. Uh, oh,
I mean,
we're back to the long.
you had two more months almost.
Yeah.
So
After this, yeah, exactly.
so at this point I wanted to start, I felt like we had got, the main idea was to get the free skate, the Schindler's List program, and we had
Mm-hmm.
it, and we had these epic moments of your short program as well. So here
Yeah.
is where I just asked you to kind of do the routines again, but I wasn't going to film it as close. I was going to try to get these these tight slow motion shots,
Uh huh.
and that's what made our trailer.
Oh, you gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Just a question for you: do you get dizzy as you film us, and we're like going around as we're spinning, or does it not do you not even think about it that way? Or do we like seem like still objects?
I don't get dizzy. I don't get dizzy when I'm filming. I know that when I was first figuring out how I wanted to edit and produce it, like the big thing in the beginning that I was trying to avoid was the audience getting dizzy from it.
Yeah.
And I remember editing, when I first started editing, I was editing on an old iMac, and the screen was enormous. And there were a few times when like I could only edit for maybe 5 minutes of footage at a time before I had to step back and catch my breath.
Oh my gosh.
But I think I've found ways of filming now that prevent people from getting dizzy, because I don't get dizzy.
Oh my gosh.
So this is moving on to more of the slow motion montage, and this is a great opportunity to start reading through these comments and
Yeah, ask away.
I'm gonna start at the top. So everyone's saying hi, good vibes, I'm so excited. Roberta says hi from Italy. I love hearing where everybody is from. Mary Frances says hello from Chicago. I'm gonna put these on the screen right here.
So cool.
Bridget says from France, I saw you live in Grenoble 2018.
That I have gone to the Grand Prix in France twice, and both times I was just I was in love with the competition. Both times I did have good experiences and I skated really well, so that was also awesome. But the fans were incredible. The people there are amazing. I want to go back so badly. I love France so much.
Solstice wants to know, what do you like about training in what do you like about training in Canada?
Great question. As far as I can't speak for all of Canada, but as far as training in like Toronto at the Cricket Club, one of the things I love is just the atmosphere that the coaches have really worked hard to create, and that the athletes have really, bought into. There's this really amazing feeling of camaraderie. We all work so well together. And
sorry,
there I am wiping my nose. Oh my gosh. In slow motion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to say that the camaraderie between the skaters and the team spirit is just live and incredible there. And the fire is burning bright, and everyone's just determined, working really hard. And it's really also neat that a lot of us compete for different countries, and we're all then get to travel together. And I love the fact that we don't compete against each other for spots on our team, but we're all like, we're all together. Oh, look at the sun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Emily asked, do you think you'll reuse last season's programs or use new ones? Now that's a big question, because no one's really...
That's a great question. I don't know. I can't give you a definite answer. I think we're hoping to go for different programs. I think that's the goal. Yeah, the goal is different programs, but I cannot promise you. But that being said, like there's a part of me that doesn't feel like I'm finished with the ones that I have. So there's a little, I don't know yet, in that sense of like I trained and we made so many adjustments going into the World Championships that I'm just like, oh, no one got to see. Like it doesn't feel like you like got to culminate the program. So maybe it will make a return at some point. But whether it's this year, the following year, the year after that, I don't know. But I think the goal at this moment is to have 2 new programs for the following season. Or
nice.
for the season that's coming up.
Nice. Some more compliments from everyone. Immediate sunshine, mood improvement with Jason's appearance.
Thanks!
Apparently Sharon in Tucson from the Larry Days says hi.
Aww. Hi. Oh my gosh.
Hello from Ukraine.
Love Shari.
Virtual,
nice.
Virtual hug. I'm just, CK Love Winter asked a good question. Very hard to answer, right? What do you like most about skating?
Okay, I mean, I could give you an entire book full of reasons why, but I think one of my favorite things is the performance aspect. I love performing. I love like bringing in music and like emoting to it, and obviously the choreography that goes into it, and just performing my heart out when I'm on the ice. And I love that you can do that and it's an outlet, and that skating's an outlet for performance and a
Um,
way of expressing yourself and being someone that like you might not be and getting to play a character. I could go on forever. I just, uh,
yeah. Okay, hold on.
yeah,
I realized
yeah.
something. I made a mistake. I wanted to play this in slow motion.
Ooh.
So all that stuff, I won't go back, but here's just more slow motion clips so we can. Oh yeah, this is when I was just trying to get your feet. Um, more questions. Oh, just Linda says you really get a feel for Jason's speed on the ice. It's breathtaking.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, have you taken up any new hobbies or restarted old ones again during this quarantine time?
I've been actually, I never used to like cook, and I've been cooking for the family every night. So that's been, I don't know if you could say that's a hobby, but so I've been cooking for 6 people. So that's like a lot. Like, I'm cooking a lot, and we constantly eat a lot. So I've been just trying new recipes and trying different things. So I think that's big. And then I've just got into dancing. I think that's a hobby that I like never knew I loved as much as I did until I was, obviously not on the ice, and I was kind of looking for an outlet to continue to work on my performance and work on the artistry. And a dance teacher that I worked with before was like, "Hey, I'm offering a skating class," and I was like, wrote and I was like, "Can I join?" And she was like, "Of course." And I just started dancing, and I would do these classes. They basically were an hour twice a week, but then I'd spend another hour and a half of like just working on that dance routine and trying to like, as you know, like get it right. I mean, when we're talking about filming, like I wanted to like get it just like I would do a program and like really commit myself to these dances. And so it's actually been really fun to work on that off the ice and kind of see the way I move and try different styles and play around with that. So that's another hobby. Yeah.
More love from Spain. Yevgenia Machina says, Jason, what's the funniest moment of the season?
Funniest moment. Oh my gosh, I have to think about this. There are always funny moments. Oh my gosh. Let me think. Oh my gosh. I think like I am one of okay, so this, I don't know if I am not great at telling stories, but one of the things that I do when I get into situations where I'm either like excited or I'm around people that like I really respect, like I'll get really stuttery. And because I'm like afraid of saying the wrong thing. And so like there was a point at one of the events where I just remember I like said something and it didn't make sense. And then I said it again and it didn't make sense. And I just remember the people looking at me and I was like, okay, I'm going to warm up now. And I like left. And I just like, I can't remember who it was with, but like I experienced those moments a lot. Like a lot of times where I'm like in a situation where I just like, for whatever reason, I can't form words and I like duck out. Like I just,
I hope they caught it on tape.
oh my God. It's rough. They will. If they hadn't yet, it will happen soon.
My mom says that she doesn't know how many times your the interpretation of Schindler's List made her bawl.
Tell your mom thank you. Or I'll tell you thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Hello from Spain. Lisa says, I'm sure a lot of people says this, but I love your edge work so much, Jason.
Oh, I do have a funny moment. I remember. Okay, we're at Four Continents. And it was Yuzuru, June, and I were all in the same session. It was like the day before we competed our long program at Four Continents. And we were all in the session, and Tracy, Brian, and Jaslan, who are the coaches with us, go, okay, I want you guys, we're all going to do the same, because we all do exercises during a class at the Crig Club every day. So we're just going to do it, on the ice all as a group together. And I remember we were all so excited, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing these exercises with Yuzuru in June. I can't wait. And I remember we got all this speed and we picked up and both of them go left and I go right. And I was like, dang it. Like, I screwed it up. Everyone that was at the rink was laughing. And I was like, I was so like, Jason, because it was one of those moments where I was so excited to do it. And I was like, it's going to be amazing. And then of course I like go the wrong way and mess up the exercise. But we figured it out. We laughed it off and I continued. Just like I laughed this off. And I'm just, there's all the ice on my back.
Yeah,
Oh.
you definitely are one of the best skaters to watch messing up.
Oh.
I've never seen you like take a fall and look upset with yourself. You're just like, well, that happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna do it again. That's what I get. Yeah, dang it, dang it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's all determination. It's all like, oh, Jason, why'd you do that? We're doing it again. But it's, yes, it's never like upset about it or mad. It's more just like, no, come on. Let's redo. Excited. I'm always excited to try it again. Ugh. Let's see if I get it right this time.
Nope, not this time.
Okay, well, all guys, we'll watch as I slowly tumble. Oh, so funny. Oh my gosh. It's really amazing how you can really slow it down and really see the edges and the feet.
Yeah, I remember thinking I'm just gonna focus on his feet here, but I subconsciously I just kept wanting to pick the camera up to your expression and your arms and your hands, so I can't like stay focused on your feet. Like you have these amazing edges, but it's actually because of everything you're doing up here.
Aw. Thanks. Uh-oh. Here we go.
You're going for it. I was like, ooh, that's
my cluster. Ah.
To be fair, like that wasn't a very good counter. You could kind of see it happen.
You know what? It's very true. That's what happens when you take a shortcut.
Can I? This is why it's fun to do this live. So.
Oh my god. I did not hold the edge. I tried. Oh no, and I'm down. That's it's all toe pick. Like there it is.
It's so graceful though, the way that you kind of like you spread the fall down across your whole body. It's not like knee first and then crumple over the knee.
You know, when you fall as many times as I do, you just as many times all skaters do. I feel like you just like get used to like not figuring out creative ways to fall, but like you like get used to, okay, how to like fall where you don't just like collapse on one part of your body, but you like disperse.
I've found that out with roller skating. It's because with ice, at least you can plan on kind of dispersing it, but then you're going to slide. But with roller skating, if you disperse it, that just means more surface area to scrape. So you want to fall on like the parts of you that's most covered.
Oh my gosh. That's one thing I haven't tried. I have not tried rollerblading.
It's fun. It's
oh my god.
You just
I like that,
find,
but
like...
that's exactly why I'm like, oh my god, if I just like go down and just get completely scraped. But I think it's more of for me, it's the feeling of people. I think you'd think like, oh, figure skating, rollerblading, like you could do it, and I think I'd be so like.
You would forget that you're in roller skates and just like skate like
and I think there's like a toe pick, or I think like the heel's like there, and I just like slip off the back. And I don't know, it would be so sad to be like, how'd you hurt yourself?
Roller skating, yeah. Promise Cynthia says, would you mind terribly being referred to as a complete genius?
Oh, thank you. I mean, I wouldn't mind at all. I thank you for the compliment.
Yay.
Means a lot.
DPB Thomas says, is that the same size rink as those you compete in? Because I'm sure
No. It isn't, which is actually very interesting. So the cricket club's a little smaller than, but I have to say that because there are no boards, it sometimes feels, I don't want to say bigger, but like your perception of, you know, when there are boards, you like don't want to get too close to the boards. Like if your leg is like, you know, going around.
Yeah.
But like you can completely, you know, be skating right up to the edge and your leg's basically off the ice and like you can do movements like out of the rink, I guess, technically here. So you sometimes feel like it's bigger than most rinks, but it is a little smaller.
Interesting.
Than the NHL and then especially the Olympic rinks.
I'm trying to picture like in ice dancers, you know, we're always expressing with our arms too, but if you're going to express, you almost never cross the board barrier.
Yeah,
or if
exactly.
you are, it's only with your upper body, but if you don't have boards, you can do it kind of with your knees as well.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever
Yeah.
like run off the ice by accident?
Oh, not by accident. I've done it. Do you know what's actually really funny? I was at, I don't know if anyone will find it funny, but I think it's funny again.
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
remember, so like I got so used to training where like if someone's coming at you, like, or doing a program, you're able to just run off the ice. So you're always able to like, and so no one really, if someone's doing a program, and they're like around the edge, they won't stop or try to go around you because we'll just run off. Like it's just kind of
Yeah.
the knowledge, or you just assume that the other person that's not doing their program is going to run off the ice around them. And I remember being at nationals this year and I was like warming up and I was going into my first jump and I like really used the wall and like really built as much speed around. And for whatever reason, for a split second, like I was going straight towards someone thinking like they were going to move, like, but not, I wasn't like, not move into the ice. Like, oh, they just jump off. And it like was this weird split second where like, I was like, oh my God. And I quickly like changed the path of where I was going. But in my head, I was like, oh yeah, there's room, there's space. Like they're going to go to the outside of me. And I was like, oh no, they're not.
Right.
Like, oh my God, why did I think that? I felt so bad.
Okay, so you made it. You made it through this one.
I made it. What a great ending to this night.
Yeah.
There I am. I'm just like taking a moment to look up at the fans. I mean, the actual fans, the spinning fans. But it would be like a dream of mine to end a program and then just like to take a moment on the ground, to just like actually look at the crowd. That would be really special.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna do that next year. At some, I don't know. I could never see myself finishing a program and just like ending on the ice, unless it's like an exhibition program. But
I did that a couple times working and dancing on ice because it's a studio rink, so there were so many times when there was just nothing going on, and sometimes I would just go out and just lay on the ice and just be like, this is where I'm at, like look at this amazing.
Oh my God, it's just like this is home.
Yeah.
This is home. It's like no matter where you are in the world, the rink is home.
Yeah.
There's something so comforting and
Oh man, I mean, you're just gonna have to go through and read all of these comments later. These, Marcy, this shows me that you are what I think you are, the greatest skater in the world. Edges, flow, personality, musicality, breathtaking.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are all doing well and are healthy and safe. I hope we can all be together and be competing and get to travel soon when it's all safe and oh my gosh. It's also so neat. I don't ever watch myself skate. I have to like I never watch myself. So this is so nice for me just to like see and it's cool to kind of now knowing where these programs went and where I like it's in August and then to obviously now be in, oh my God, we're almost in June. You know, it's almost like you said, like almost 9 months, or it is 9 months. Like it's amazing that like to feel like how far it came even through 4 continents and through nationals and how much the program's adapted, and to look back at where it started is so neat.
I know. The other thing about seeing yourself skate on this camera, like I'm trying, when a coach films you, right, they're filming you with their iPad or a phone, and you're like this grainy black figure in the ice against a sea of white, and you're only there to see like, what did I do wrong, like how did I fall on that jump. Whereas,
exactly.
But here you get to just like feel, I don't know.
No, it's so true. I never thought of it that way. But yeah, I think because every time I'm watching myself, I'm watching it to critique myself, to point out all the flaws, and I'm watching for the errors, and I'm never just watching. I rarely watch myself just to enjoy or just to like admire. I don't know, that sounds weird, admire yourself. But
well, you also
just
want
to kind of take it in and kind of see how far you've come and see your progress. I'm just so used to like looking and being like, okay, my foot didn't come through enough. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, my
because
feet position in the air isn't what we want it to be yet.
well,
Okay, let's
you're
keep working on that.
when you come at it with that mentality is like, what can I change about myself? What do I need to change about myself? But sometimes we forget about to look for the things that we don't want to change.
Absolutely. I mean, I do think it's interesting taking a look at these now removed from the situation, because I remember right after you took it, we just like kind of watched it on your camera and be like, oh, my toe's not pointed. Oh my god, my leg could be straighter. Like I just like
Yeah.
it's like, ugh. But
And
it's nice to kind of take it back now and just see it from a different perspective, and just being able to be like, okay, like be like kind of immersed in it as a whole and not like kind of just picking yourself apart.
yeah, I feel the same way. Watching this 9 months later, it's like, oh, I'm so happy. It's like no regrets at all about any of it.
Uh,
Ooh, here's a question. Which is easier, being the skater performing or the one filming it? I know the answer to that. I mean, I have my answer. What do you
well,
think?
I mean, to be honest, I think it all comes down to like practice. So for me, it's much easier to be the skater.
Oh, I think it's
Because yeah, go for it.
well, no, I mean,
Well, okay, to film,
that's
just
a
to
great point.
film, it's like, okay, it's what you said. Like, we're used to like if a coach just films it and goes around, that's easier. But not to do what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't do like it's not easy to do and to film things the way that you are doing it. So that I think for me would be a lot harder.
But we don't want it to be easy, right? Like you don't
Yeah,
want
I'm gonna work. If I'm
yeah.
gonna work as the skater, you better work as the camera man.
Oh, that's the end of the clip. I'm gonna just silence it for now, and then we're gonna try to blast through these some more questions.
Okay, sounds great.
Um. Well, okay. Quick one. How long does it take you to get used to me following you? Is it a little distracting?
Yes, it's a little distracting, but he does an incredible job. Okay, let me rephrase this. It's not distracting at all, but I'm the type of person that I want to play to the camera. So Jordan does an amazing job of making him kind of feel invisible. Like you don't notice him when you're doing your skate. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, I love like finding the camera and making eye contact with it and like playing to the screen. Like I remember all the time, like, Jordan, where should I end my spin because I want to look at you? And Jordan would be like, Jason, I will find you. Like, don't worry about me. Like, I will like get you. It's like, okay, but I want to like no. Like, so I had to like let go with a little bit of that. But once you do, I think you get used to it. But he does an incredible job. So no, it's not difficult. But I do add it's difficult to get used to in the sense that I'm constantly wanting to like basically perform to that camera.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I'll like, if I was supposed to go right, I'll like go left because I see the camera there and I like want to go towards the camera.
I'm like, that's not what he did last time.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll like forget the choreography or like, early on with the spiral. I remember like I just like did the spiral right at you. But then I realized like, wait, I'm supposed to like turn the spiral, and then I like lost my balance because I was like, oh my god, So.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, try if you ever get nervous, just try to run me down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like see if you can do it.
Exactly.
Hannah asks, how long have you been skating, Jason?
I've skated since so my first time ever on the ice was when I was 3. So that was 22 years ago. But I really have like skated and done private lessons since I was 5, I guess. So that's 20 years of like skating. Yeah. It's been a lot. I don't know where the time has gone. It's crazy.
How did you... Tony says that she loves your short program and the music. How'd you choose the music? It's so different and so good.
Oh, I'm so glad you enjoy it. Roheen, my choreographer, actually sent it to me to do as an exhibition program 2 years ago.
Wow.
And he was like, I love this music, and obviously I knew like Way Down We Go by Kaleo, that piece. And so like when I saw that he sent me a Kaleo piece to listen to as an exhibition, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I think their sound is incredible, and I think it would be so awesome, but didn't do it as an exhibition that year. And so when we were kind of deciding what to do this year, I was like, Roheen, can we go back to what you said as an exhibition, but like make it a short program? And he was on board immediately, and we choreographed it, and I loved every second.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture that as like an exhibition program. Like, what would that
Well,
be like?
yeah, exactly. It was, one of the things that it's like a 6.5+ minute piece, like the music itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, I think he saw it as more of like a longer program of some sort, or not a long program, but like a exhibition program with more music, but we just made it into a short program and got it done.
I just like pictured you in the beginning of that, like with it being so slow, you actually like drawing everything out, and I got goosebumps on the back of my neck.
Who knows? Like, maybe it will make an appearance in the future as an exhibition program.
That would kill.
Maybe we didn't get to finish the season, so if I don't get to use it again, maybe I'll just be like, exhibition. We change it up.
Licia says that Jason's footwork deserves a point equivalent to any quad.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bear Galvin, okay, but in all caps, that spin at the end. Best step sequence ever.
I appreciate it.
Reen says, Jesus, I'm obsessed with skating now. That's amazing. Yay. Emily says that she likes, and I totally agree with this. I like live skating better than TV because you get to see the skaters and their programs without the commentators talking throughout the programs. I mean, it's an option, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is something about being there, just you, the skater, and the music.
For sure. And I think there is, it's an experience in itself. I know that any person that I talk to that has seen a live skating event versus just watching it over TV, you can feel, you're in the atmosphere, so you can feel the temperature, and you can feel the wind go by as the skaters go by. You can feel the energy in the rink.
A toe jump or a landing actually goes through the seats.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
So you can like hear it and feel it, and I think what's really neat also is oh my gosh, it just blanked out. There's so many amazing things. But yeah, I think the energy is just so incredible at skating events, and it's this, you can really feel the speed, and you can see the skaters going across. When we're watching on TV, the camera's following you, so you're constantly in the shot. Mm-hmm. But like when you watch it, it's like a skater will just go like zooming by in your in your vision. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Going left, and you're like, whoa. And you also just like feel the emotion in a different way. But it's definitely special. And anyone who's ever gone is like I always laugh when they're like, I don't know much about skating, and I just like came, but like I was so nervous. Like you can feel, that the adrenaline too there, even, when you're not watching. And I love that, like, without commentary when you're just watching, it's nice to kind of just take it in as kind of an art form and as a performance. You're not looking at it as like, there's not like, oh, this was worth this many points, or this is, they're going to end up here. You're just kind of watching it and taking in performance by performance, and just like being immersed in just skating and just watching skating. Yeah. In its, in its purest form.
Well, and normally when the TV would go to commercials, that's like the next skater's doing their 5-minute warm up.
Yeah.
Or not 5 minutes, but they're waiting for the scores, and that's when you lean to the person next to you, and you're just like, oh my God, that was amazing. Look at them now. We're so nervous. You just watch them in the kiss and cry area, like feeling it right there with them.
For sure. And they know like what happened on the 6-minute warm up. When you talk about all groups, you like, oh my God, this person had a good one. This person didn't. Oh my God, what's going to happen when they compete?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to switch from skater to skater to skater with your own eyes than like waiting for the camera.
Yeah.
Oh. Sue K says, Jason, were you naturally flexible and built on it in training, or did you have to start with less flexibility? I'm just amazed at your beautiful positions and extension.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't touch my toes until I was about like without like bending it, like until I was like 11, 10, 11. Because so it's actually an interesting story. So I was I'll start over. I was not flexible whatsoever, but my I was at juvenile nationals, so we are at junior nationals, and I didn't make final round, and so I just went to watch final round of like the top juvenile men. And the two men that won, one did a Bielman and one did a Charlotte. Which you think about is like now it's like, whoa, kind of unheard of, but it was so and I remember my coach was like, Jason, if you want to win juvenile men next year, you have to work on your flexibility. And so I worked every single day to improve, and I started to really try my best and kind of really build and kind of set goals for myself as far as, flexibility goes. And I worked on my splits every day and different spin positions. And
oh my gosh.
Little by little, I got more flexible. And I think a year later, I did win juvenile men. So I think for me, it was also this like reinforcement that like, oh, if I work on my flexibility, like it will continue to, impact the results of my skating, and I'll continue to get better. And it made a difference. So, even having that reinforcement, I just continued to just work really hard on it. And I'm really proud how far I've come when it comes to the flexibility. But no, by no means was I flexible or born flexible. It was something I worked really, really hard at.
I'm trying to picture like how different things would be for you if you hadn't had those two boys who were super.
I know. It was Joshua Ferris and Andrew Nagoti.
Oh my gosh.
They were first and second in juvenile men. So, and I just, and it was in Westminster, Colorado. I remember.
What year was that? Wait.
That was 2005, 6. So I don't know if
I was there. That was
really?
My junior nationals too. I'm like, why do I recognize that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was there. Ice dance intermediate.
Oh my gosh. I have the program. Oh my God, I should go back and look. There's baby Jordan.
Yeah, that was my one and only junior nationals, but that was a cool place to go to.
It was really cool. The whole setup was neat. There was like that lake, and then there was like the movie theater and the place, like a lot of like places to eat near the rink. It was very cool. And
I was still from LA, so that was my first time seeing snow. Oh,
that's quite an introduction.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, Linda wants to make a short program music suggestion for you, Jason.
I'm ready. I'm all ears.
Black and Gold by Sam Sparrow, the album version.
Okay, I'm going to look it up after this. I know the music, but I will... so good. Okay, I'll listen to it. Thank you, Linda.
Oh, whoa. Talk about some skating trivia.
Oh, no.
Gladiator Night Ghost says, did you know the last time a U.S. man won a silver medal at Four Continents before you, he was also skating to Schindler's List?
Okay. Am I supposed to guess who it is?
You can. This is a very old comment, and
okay.
I could look it up, but I don't know the answer.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, I do know this. It's Joshua Ferris. Obviously. We were just talking about him. I was at that Four Continents, by the way. And yes, I remember it very clearly. Josh Ferris skated to it, and I just remember the whole year. I was like, it was just so magical, and I loved it. And yes, I was at that Four Continents, and I remember when he killed it, and he was amazing.
We have a hello.
Maybe there's something special.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Four Continents silver type of a program.
We have a hi from Toronto, a hi from Denmark. This is when I mentioned everyone. Toronto, Denmark, Japan, hello from Ukraine, hi from Argentina, hello from Las Vegas, good morning from Australia.
Oh my gosh.
Buffalo, New York, lots of love to you both from London. Hello from Florida, I saw you at BB&T Center, you're iconic.
Oh, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to everyone. Oh,
Mexico, more from Argentina, another Las Vegas. I, I love how global this can reach. Like
that's unbelievable.
people come from all
Oh
over the
my
world to see
gosh.
skating competitions, and now they can do it. Now even more people can. Like it
Oh,
really is an international pastime.
oh my gosh. Thank you for doing this, Jordan. I really do appreciate it. It's amazing. None
Thank
of this
you.
is possible without you.
Oh, I mean, I'm just doing it. I think I'm doing a good job. I think it's
I
so
think
far
you're
no
doing I think
glitches.
you're doing a good job. I don't think I can't no, you can't say anything besides that. It's incredible what you're doing. And I know that all the skaters and the fans really appreciate it.
Jackson Linux says, I'm a big fan from Brazil. Your moment in this year was at the U.S. Nationals 2020. Tell me about this feeling in terms
Oh,
of feeling.
do you know what's so crazy? So I've never cried in the kiss and cry. Never in my life I've cried. I know. I've had horrible skates and I've had horrible moments. I have to be honest that I don't, wouldn't love to relive, but I've gotten a lot stronger since that. And I obviously, you grow the most from kind of the tough experiences. But I've always been like able to compose myself and just kind of take it in and just accept it and be there and kind of maybe evaluate it later on and kind of have my meltdown if I have one, later. But that was one of those first times where I worked so hard this whole season and I put so much into this Schindler's List program and to skate it as well as I did and to, I just, and I skated dead last and I was like, ugh, and I like did it. And then I was sitting in the kiss and cry and the scores came up and I just don't know what happened. I looked at Tracy and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, and just tears are streaming down my face. And like, I don't even think Tracy knew it. Like she just like was the sweetest, so like supportive. It was obviously all good tears, but I just remember it just like I couldn't control it. I just like was crying and it was an emotional program and it was an emotional result. And I was just kind of overwhelmed and overcome with emotion. And it was a really kind of, I guess, a release of just like, whoa, like, like things were coming together. It was a kind of an up and down type of a season as far as, but also I knew what I was capable of. And so to see it come into fruition and to see that uh, develop and to, I don't know, and to skate last and kind of have that build up and I couldn't it was very special. And especially at Greensboro. Like Greensboro was the first place I won my US championships. It was at my first ever senior nationals. So like I've had really good experiences in Greensboro and I love it there. And so it was another incredible way to end my third US championships in Greensboro, North Carolina.
That's amazing. Um, that is a great city.
It is. I have Yeah, I can't say I'd go back in a heartbeat. I really love it there.
True Watcher says that she's loved you since she saw your Pink Floyd short program at the Cleveland Nationals in 2009. So
Oh my
glad you're with her
gosh.
beloved Brian and Stacy. Looking forward to seeing you on the ice again someday.
Oh, thank you. I did. Yeah, I skated to Money. Oh,
Oh,
I
oh my
love.
God, I remember. Yes, Cleveland Nationals.
Yeah.
Great place to do that program. There's
Oh, it's
something about
awesome.
U.S. Nationals that's like you said, you start the season and you have this vision for what you want your program to be, but it's not going to reach, and you plan it out so that you're not going to reach that until
The second half
December.
of the season. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Oh,
yeah. It'll be so interesting setting new expectations for this season. Without being on the ice, like I think you're working on dancing. A lot of skaters have been working on their off ice choreography and rhythm and timing. Um,
mm-hmm.
but without the Grand Prix season to kind of get everything out, will people shoot aim lower or I don't know? It's going to be such an interesting season, I think.
I mean, I think it's You'll know in a matter of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
I think
no.
we're all kind of in this weird limbo stage. It's very interesting, with anytime I've been off the ice, it's either been because I'm taking a 2-week break or a vacation,
Mhm.
or I'm injured and I'm recovering from an injury. And this is kind of the first time where I'm training off ice and I'm really training and doing all this other stuff during the time. So it is interesting to see, like, will that positively affect it? Will, you know what? I'm only going to look at it like it's going to positively affect it. So
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
I think
I'm not
it
even going to
really
say
it
the other
has so much
side.
to do with
It will
your
be
mentality though. Like you can go into
100%.
this, if you were a negative person before, you might feel negative about this, but if you're a positive person, you look at it as just another opportunity.
For sure. And I think that's, you have to look at it that way.
Um Brennell Hornsby asks, do you miss that beautiful ponytail? She does.
Um, yes and no. So I do. So it's still new, and so I had a ponytail for 15 years, and I loved it, but I was ready to cut it off. That being said, I still like felt sick going to the grocery store, going to the hairdresser. Like I still like going to the salon. I felt like nauseous, like that I was gonna do
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I like knew I wanted to, and I was ready, and then I like was like, oh no. But after doing it, I'm really happy. But that being said, I still randomly will grab the back and like go to like, or I'd go to my hand and reach for a ponytail. Like I'll have moments where I like randomly do it, and so that's bizarre. But I haven't gotten to the point yet where I miss it. As far as like I want it to be long again, but who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, this is still, to me, this is still so new and different, and I don't like. I'm like, ooh, it's growing longer. I mean, even through this quarantine, it's been so interesting to see. I haven't cut it in like a couple months, so
Yeah.
just keeps growing.
Here's a hypothetical question. Would you
Yeah.
mind competing without fans in attendance?
So, uh, would I mind? I guess there's two sense. Would I
Yeah.
like to compete? I think it would be great to compete and to keep getting the exposure of being in front of I was about to say an audience, being in front of the judges and
Mm-hmm.
getting your programs out there. I think as we look towards, hopefully the 2022 Olympics and leading up to that, I think it would be amazing to still have events where obviously you take the precautions you need, but just really for the athletes, more for the experience of getting in front of the audience, seeing how they change some rules every year, seeing how they affect it and affect us and our scores. And I think it's really good in that sense. It won't be the same and I'll miss it. And there's nothing like competing in front of a crowd and feeling that love and support and having that adrenaline. I think it's going to be a weird, I don't want to call it a new normal, but a weird new experience. But that being said, I think in the long run, I think it would be great for athletes to still have the opportunity to kind of uh, continue to progress and work towards goals, even if um, people weren't able to be in the stands. But it would be really sad, I have to be honest. But I think it's better than not having the opportunity to compete and kind of continue to sharpen your skills, and as we move towards the 2021-2022 Olympic
Mm-hmm.
season.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how's your Japanese going?
It's okay. I have to be honest. I haven't had. I guess like there's really no excuse during this quarantine, but I haven't done much of it since. I was really good and really diligent about it during the year, and then once the whole quarantine happened, and I'm with my family, I've just been really
Mm-hmm.
spending any extra time I have with them, playing games, cooking, talking, watching movies. And the rest of my time is really spent training, dance classes, off-ice jump classes, uh, other strength training, cardio, trying to stay as in shape as I can.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Favorite thing to cook? Um, I love things that are easy. I know that's like a bad. So okay, if one of my favorite breakfast that I like make is like I make these like oat pancakes. but they're like unbelievable. I tell you guys, I know it sounds like what? Oats, pancakes, but like you take like it's just like ground, or like you put like oats in a food processor, and it's bananas and eggs, a little bit of cinnamon and soda powder. Soda powder.
Mm-hmm.
Baking soda.
I
Sorry,
got
I was
it.
like, why didn't it sound right? I was like, it wasn't. And baking soda, and like, obviously you add some chocolate chips, but like that, and it's so good. It's so good, so tasty. And then, and I love making anything that's like easy. So I'll take like a lot of vegetables, and add like like ground turkey, and then like put it all in like a tomato sauce. And so like it's basically like you have a whole like pasta sauce that's just like full of like any vegetables that you choose that are like cut up like really finely, and then but it's delicious, and we always have that in the fridge, and I make it like every weekend. Like a huge batch.
BJ Atwood asks a question. What's your middle name?
Lawrence.
Jason Lawrence Brown.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, someone said they made a pancake using the recipe that they learned from you.
Yes. Hopefully they loved it. Hopefully they loved it, because I'm obsessed, but I guess that doesn't mean you're obsessed. But hopefully I didn't lead you astray.
How are you always so energetic?
I really appreciate that. I think I do, or at least I work really hard at creating time for myself. And I think that's really helped with like having the energy. So like I'm, like right now, like I have a lot of energy, but it's because I've been able to create time to rest, some alone time, have the time with the family. Like I'm very fortunate to, since I was younger, the having a balanced life and kind of making that a priority has always been kind of instilled in me. And so I do the best that I can to always kind of recharge, and make time to recharge. And so by doing that, I'm able to kind of have energy, and also that idea of just like loving what you do. My grandpa used to. He always says like, doing what you love and loving what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I just like think that's also very true when it comes to like the energy and the love. It's just like I just really love this, and I love being a part of it, and I love the performance, and I love the skating, and I love talking to you guys and interacting with fans. Like, so I think it's just a mix of a couple things, but it brings me a lot of joy.
That's awesome. I'm gonna take some of that advice. And like, I mean, I am doing exactly what I love to do, but sometimes it's hard to
Yeah.
remember to take the time to not do anything and just rest.
Yeah, and it's very true. You need to. It's like one of the things that I've learned the most. I've gone through phases where I've gotten burnt out, and it's something that I've definitely learned. You need to create that time, because if you don't, like you will, you know, I'm as an athlete or as someone who's very competitive, you're gonna constantly try to do more and more and more and more, give more, do more, plan more, and then you just like really have to make sure you take some
Yeah.
time to just like recharge. Just like your phone. Just like your phone needs to be recharged. Like, so do we as humans.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I always have my phone plugged in. Carolyn Ivy says that she just loves watching you skate. She puts on your Riverdance program on repeat whenever she needs cheering up.
That makes me so happy. I'm so glad. So glad to hear you liked it. And it puts you in a good mood, and it cheers you up. That is, it means a lot. I'm glad I can have a little part in that.
Quick question. How many hours do you train per day?
So on ice, so as I've gotten older, the time that I spend physically on the ice has decreased, because the quality and the, what I get done, and it's so concentrated. I skate about 2.5, 3 hours on the ice a day. Anywhere now, actually 2 to 3 hours on the ice a day. And then, I also match that off the ice. So if I'll do 3 hours off the ice. And that ranges maybe 3.5 hours off the ice. As I've gotten older, that's increased. So it's, doing the physical therapy type of exercises, stability, mobility work, cardio, endurance training for endurance, strength training, and Pilates, and dance,
Yeah.
and dance. So it's all kind of spread out during the week. Um, during Monday through Friday, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see you, especially with the difference between 2018 and 2019, was seeing like, oh my God, Jason, you look so strong. Like it's not
Thank
something you
you.
always notice right away, but once you
Oh,
stand next to you and like that moment again.
I know.
Buzz Lightyear falling with style, as someone says.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Uh,
Um, Someone says, suggestion for Jason Brown merchandise. I personally would like a music box with Jason Brown spinning in the middle. Oh my gosh.
oh my god, that would be really cool. I don't know. I mean, okay. Well, you know what? We'll put it out there.
Yeah.
It's out in the universe.
Someone
Let's,
out there knows how to make
manifest
these
it. Like,
things.
well, maybe one day. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Oh,
Yeah. And you're still doing a lot of that off ice stuff now, the Pilates and
yeah,
dance class.
absolutely.
Um, One person they want to know if you're still doing ice dancing, which of course no one is right now, but um, and then someone else says, I bet senior moves would be amazing on that rink.
Oh, I bet. I bet it would be amazing. I have not. No, I have not done ice dancing in maybe 8 or 9 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I took through my pre-bronze or bronze dances. So I'm not even that, like, I haven't even done that many
Hmm.
at all. But I did some of those. And then,
If you could do your ice dancing tests again, who would you
yeah.
want to partner you?
Oh,
If you
I
could pick
would
any
want to be,
skater.
oh my gosh. Who would I want to partner with? Um, okay, if it was like a dance, I would love to partner with Maddie Chalk. I think it would be amazing. I mean, if I was to do it with a dancer, to like try to like but but I think also I would want to do it with someone that like also hasn't taken the dances. So like that
Oh,
we're doing it together. Like I think it would be
yeah.
fun to we're trying to do it together. So in that case, I mean, being at the rink in Toronto, I mean, it would be amazing to work through it with Evgenia. Just because we're both there. I'm not saying by any means we'd make a good dance team, but if we're just trying to take our dance test
Yeah.
and we're both there, and it would be like kind of like a fun side project because we have a lot of extra time, but
Okay,
we
well,
don't really have the time. But
what's the next level? 10 Fox, Foxtrot. We need to at least see a Dutch waltz.
okay, perfect. When we all get back together and we can all touch,
Oh
I guess,
yeah, yeah.
and hold hands. I mean, I hope that happens soon.
Oh, there's
Oh.
always after the next Olympics.
Exactly. My dad, his goal for me is to go to nationals one year and compete in senior in all 3 disciplines. So he wants me to do singles, singles and men's, singles, dance, and pairs.
Okay.
And that's like his dream. He's like, one day I want you to go to nationals. I'm like, okay, Dad, okay. So we'll see. We'll see.
Kayla
He
asked,
hasn't given up on it yet.
have you ever choreographed your own exhibition program?
I've not. I've never done it. I think it will happen in the future, and I hope it does. That being said, no,
Have you ever
I have
choreographed
not.
for anyone else?
I've like done like at the rink that I like was skating at. I may have like choreographed. No, I guess no. I may have they may have been like, hey, can you add some arms here for this skater? Or hey, can you like do a beginning, and just have fun with it. And so like those times, so yes, in that sense. But as far as like choreographing a whole program or creating something from scratch, no. But it's definitely something I really, really want to do.
Good, good. I hope that's something you really pursue in the future.
I hope
I think
so.
we all do.
We'll keep putting things out. Things out.
Just from like, I can just imagine what it would be like to work with you, even just to get your choreographic energy. right? Like
Oh,
you could probably help people break through. I think a lot of when it comes to choreography, a lot of it is convincing people that they can do something that they don't think that they can do, right? And
mm,
your can-do attitude, you could probably
oh,
help someone kind of like say, "Oh, I didn't know that's possible. Let me work on that."
oh, I hope so. I sure. Oh, it would be amazing.
Um, Evelyn says, "My mom says you two look like brothers."
I mean, we
We
have
have
the
the
curly
curly
hair.
hair. um, oh, just like people saying that their performances make them cry. It's so emotional. Um,
Thanks, thanks.
yeah, I mean, we don't. Someone asked when will you go back to Toronto, but that's really not something that we can tell at the
Yeah,
moment.
I mean, so I'm hoping soon. I mean, I know it's like what we said, things change daily as far as regulations and rules. So I don't have a set date. I'm hoping sometime in June is the hope. I know that like I think Canada
Hmm.
or Ontario, they are starting to let skaters go back as far as to start training. There's
Yeah.
still a lot of regulations, so that's a step. So I think they're still, hopefully,
Hmm.
um, it continues to progress. So as of now, I'm hoping to go back in June. But what date in June? I don't have a set date. No
Yeah.
set date.
Um, Mary says last week a guest said that you can have perfect form, but the ice explodes, like a huge divot will come out of the ice, causing you to fall. What do high-level skaters experience that low-level skaters don't, in your opinion?
Oh, that's a great question. I guess there's a sense of momentum that I think that maybe with having a lot of speed and the power. So like sometimes when the ice does break underneath us, sometimes we just like have so much momentum going that we're able to save the jump. Like I know like I think like sometimes like if you're doing I don't know, if I guess anything you're sometimes when you're going faster and you have that momentum, even if you like slip up, you're able to catch yourself just because you're going so fast. And
Hmm.
so you can save things. And so you don't notice, it's much easier to control things when you're going slower. But I think when things go wrong or you slip on an edge and you're going slow, you kind of bite it and you go down. But I guess when you're faster, your arms are already going, or your torso, you've already taken off. You're like, it's gonna happen one way or
Committed.
the other. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So if the ice breaks under you, you're almost, already committed to going for it. So, and so probably maybe if those two things were related, I
Hmm.
didn't know if when you
It
were
wasn't
asking.
wasn't sure, but I think you're right.
Oh,
It's when you have like the faster you go, essentially the more energy you have,
mm-hmm.
and you just have to be faster at thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have time. So like the ice breaks, you feel it like shatter under you or whatever. You're like, well, gonna pull on in.
I've had worse.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had any past program you'd bring back, what would you bring back? Is there any program you don't feel you were finished with?
Oh my gosh. Yes. The answer is yes. Um, I mean, I mean, especially this year, I think is a huge one. I think both programs this year, there's a part of me that like doesn't feel like they're finished. So I would definitely bring back Schindler's List. I'd bring back uh, Can't Go On Without You. I'd bring back Love Is a Bee that I did 2 years ago. I think I would bring that one back. I
Mm-hmm.
loved it. I mean, I was obsessed with my Hamilton program. Um, I love that. I loved the piano. I did a piece of the piano. I mean, obviously, I loved Riverdance. Oh my god! You know what? I have to say this in general. Skaters, you guys should always, or I guess, yeah, skaters, if you're watching, like, always skate to a piece that you love. Like, keep expanding your horizons and pushing yourselves in different directions. But, like, even just like when you're asking that question about bringing back a program, there's so many that I just like put my heart and soul into for the whole year that like 100% would I bring them back? Yes. And I would love it. And I would love to like revisit it. But I think that comes from doing programs that really inspire me and that push me and that I've kind of grown attached to. I'm not like finishing the year being like, thank goodness I never have to hear that piece of music again. It's more of like, oh, I'm going to miss you. Like, But I know it's time to kind of explore a different route or try something new, and keep growing artistically. But yes, I would bring back programs 100%.
All right. I think we've played through this a couple of times. um, I'm gonna just quickly skim through these again because we're still getting questions, but I want us to be able to say bye at some point today. um, how do you deal with anxiety before competition if you have it?
Yes, yes, I have it. There's no way around that. Um, to prepare beforehand, for me, I so what makes me the most confident and most relaxed is the preparation. So if I feel like I've done everything I possibly could, and trained my program inside and out, and for me that means if I can fall on my first jump, fall on my first two jumps, fall on basically anything, trip on a spin, whatever, I can get back up, and it's like nothing ever happened, and I'm able to get right back into it, and it's not like I spiral down. It's like I fall on my first jump and it just like knocks the wind out of me. And then I'm just like, oh my God, there's a whole program going up. Like, how am I going to continue? I feel the most prepared when I just know that no matter what mistake I could possibly make, it will not affect my program. And so I think that's really helps the anxiety. But as well for me, I love talking. So like if like I'm really anxious or really nervous, like I might just like be like, Tracy, can we talk? Like whether it's on the bus, whether it's like I'll just like get into like
Oh.
kind of like, yeah, just talking through things. It just kind of brings you back to like reality because you can work up a lot of scenarios in your head, or you can get kind of, especially at competitions, you have a lot of time to think. We're used to
Mm-hmm.
training a lot during the day, and in competitions, you get like one practice session a day, which is like 40 minutes maximum. So you have a lot of the day to really think. And so if I'm ever really in my head, at competitions, like take a walk outside, talk to the coaches, listen to music, talk to my parents, family, anyone to just like take my mind off of things and just have a good conversation. Yeah.
Promise says, do you have any concept of how well balanced you are as a human? How inspiring that is.
uh, I appreciate it, but it's I've worked really hard to kind of create, like, it's not easy, and I definitely like struggle with it. With constantly reminding myself, or getting unbalanced and then bringing myself to get balanced again, and then getting a little unbalanced and bringing myself back. So I kind of teeter totter, but I'm finding my way, and I'm trying my best to continue to figure it out as we go.
Sarah asks, because she says she's trying to improve her flexibility. What exercises did you do to become flexible? And I
Yeah,
mean,
so
I'm
I
sure
think,
there's a ton.
yeah, no, a lot of exercises. One of the biggest things that I've noticed is, so you can do a lot of like, one of the things for me is you get up into a position, whatever it is, whatever like position you're trying to do, or you're working on, let's just say you're working on your splits. Try to do your splits with your leg, your back leg turned out, with it turned in, with it like you're constantly in the same position that you want, but you're moving through it. I would laugh. I would show you right now, but I feel like I'd move. I'm connected to my phone, so
Yeah.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would work. But I just like those types of exercises. I think are really important. So like, just for example, I guess I'll just show like this just on my hand. But if you're gonna like stretch your fingers this way, I would also then go back and stretch, or go to the side and stretch. See, like, use it in a different range, because in skating we're constantly moving. Um, and we're never like just like we're
Yeah.
moving into a position, or even if when I do my spiral, I'm changing edges. So like, even my hips are then, you know, going from one position to another. So I think it's really important, as you work on flexibility, to just not work on one static stretch, but you're constantly moving through the stretches. Um, and that's, for me, has been key and crucial for building flexibility.
That's great advice because a lot of times people think of stretching as just I go in the middle splits and I hold it there. But if you're moving your torso around and even moving your feet around, that's the things that you have to do in skating. It looks
Yeah.
like we're standing still, but there are tons of small things that we're doing in our body and our ankle
Yeah.
to keep our balance.
Yeah, it's the same way, like if you're stretching and you're going sideways this way and then you turn your torso, like what you just said, and you go over. Like those are two different stretches that you can do in the same, if you want to straddle position, or and you'll get two different feelings, and you're working a lot of different muscles and kind of strengthening and stretching. So yeah, that's what I would say.
When you were a young skater, who did you look up to in skating, and why that skater?
Great question. I really looked up to Scott Hamilton. To me, honestly, I didn't, I didn't, I was too young. I was really young to know about his skating, but his impact on the sport was so strong. And I think for me, he was at nationals every year and he was commentating. So he was kind of, anytime I would turn on the TV, or anytime I would think about skating, it would be Scott. Like it would be like, oh my gosh, like Scott Hamilton. Like, and I just remember like really wanting to compete at nationals just so that Scott Hamilton could like, oh my God, he's talking about me. Like I just remember that would be so cool. But he's incredibly kind, so down to earth. And so I've always really looked up to him and respected him. But to be honest, growing up, I really admired the kids at the rink. Like it wasn't, I just like the kids that I did the ice shows with growing up, just the high schoolers, like those were truly my inspiration. We didn't talk about skating at home. It wasn't something that my parents knew anything about. I didn't know, the top skaters in the country until I was, like 11, 12, 13 years old, when I was more immersed with like, oh my gosh, I'm now a juvenile. And then it's like intermediate. Like it really wasn't, we never brought, talking about balance, I never brought skating back home with me. So it'd be like, I'd train and I'd be at the rink or whatever. And then I'd be home and then I'd, be with my siblings. And, it wasn't something that we just discussed at the dinner table, or like, what are your goals and what do you want? It was just very, how is school? How are your friends? How are, different, and I did a lot of different activities. So for me, I just like remember being at the rink and just wanting to be like the older kids at the rink. And those were the people that I admired most.
I I totally agree with that. I was the same way. I went home and we didn't really watch like skating on television as much, but I was so inspired by just like you get there and you're like, oh my God, that kid is shorter than me or older than me or taller than me or whatever, and they can do this thing, and I'm like, I just want to know how they do it so that I can figure it out.
Exactly. No, exactly. And I still to this day, when I think back to like when we're talking about inspiration, like they really still inspire me. Like I just like was so motivated by the older kids at the rink and what they did, and I just still remember the feelings of watching them skate and like being like, oh, like one day, like I hope to be like them, and I hope that like I can, develop. And to be honest, it's not even about skill. I think when I grew up, the highest level that anyone did at the local rink that I was skated at were doing like a double lutz. Like that was all that was being done. And so in my head, though, still to this day, when, like I said, I look up, like, I'm just like, oh, I just remember being a kid just being like, they're just so beautiful. And I still have that perception in my head. Like they have the most beautiful double lutz that I've ever seen. And I still think that to this day, like it's just ingrained. And I'm very inspired by that. And so I think I also try to make an effort then to make sure to kind of give back to the skaters that I'm training with that are younger than me, to make sure that I kind of set an example, because that's something that inspired me so much growing up, and that if I could at all inspire the younger kids that I skate at, then
Jason, you're doing a great job. A great job with that. What's one spin or jump that you don't think you could live without?
I couldn't live without a triple flip. It's my favorite, or flip. Hopefully one day a quad flip. But yeah, triple flip, I'm in love with. I would do it in any pattern, any way. I would do it in my sleep. I do it with lights. I do it blindfolded. I just like love triple flip. I'm not gonna try it though. I'm not gonna try it blindfolded. But I like just love triple flip, and I don't think I could live without the feeling of, I love that layback type of a spin that I do when like my arm goes up and my foot's behind me. I think that spin I couldn't live without, just because I love the feeling of like that arch back and like reaching up and the emotion that can go with it, and you can play it so many different ways. So I think that was a spin and that's a jump. Yeah.
Here's a question, kind of about another skater. Did you
Yeah.
watch the ladies free skate live at nationals? And did you watch Adam and Mariah Bell?
So no.
Oh no.
Okay. The men were the last event, so we skated Saturday, Sunday, and so the women, and I actually didn't even arrive at nationals until till Thursday night. So I missed the short, and then to be honest, I get more nervous for other people and watching other people than I do myself. So I used to watch when I was at nationals. I used to watch everyone, and then I started getting to know them and traveling with them. And then I went to nationals once and I thought I was going to like vomit, like watching, and I left in the middle of an event. And since that moment, I've maybe watched one or two events ever since like 2011 nationals that like even not nationals, even any event that I've watched before I've competed. So I'll watch and I'll cheer the heck out of, and I'll be the biggest supporter in the stands, screaming my head off once I'm done competing. But if I'm still have to compete, for whatever reason, it just makes me too nervous, and I don't. But sometimes I'll watch at home. Watch at the hotel and cheer from, the NBC Gold.
Yeah, sometimes being there before you've competed is just a little too real.
Yeah, too real, too emotional, too like, oh my God, and it takes a lot out of you. You're emotionally and like physically like drained after watching. Yeah. Especially because I know what they're going through and you so badly want it for them. So it's better for me, at least for myself, it's better for just like turn it off and kind of watch it later.
Oh my gosh.
Watch it after it's happened.
What a comment. Martin says, hey, I'll put it here, that he started skating 2 years ago at 19 years old and he's now working on his double axel and triples. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Martin, you're my inspiration. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, could you give him any tips?
I mean, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is just to keep moving forward. I think whatever direction people go in and wherever the sport takes you, I think what's so important is to not get defeated based on what other people are doing. I think it's, you're just like even a perfect example, like starting 2 years ago and like at 19, like that's like, and to see where you've progressed, like it's amazing. And I think so often people think that there's one clear path to success, or there's one, and I mean, success, you can define that any way you want. But, when you talk about a clear path to reaching your goals, I think one of the biggest things that skating has taught me, it's just an avenue to work towards a goal. And it's an avenue to get better and to get stronger at whatever you set your mind to. And I think that's the biggest tip that I could say, is just keep every single day going in determined to work harder, to, work on something new, to keep improving what you are doing, and to do honestly what makes you the happiest when you're at the rink, and just keep progressing that way. For me, that's like kind of what fuels me, is when I'm just working really hard at doing what I love, and trying to be better at it every single day.
And just
following your own path.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about like what you just said, like that's incredible. But like my tip to you would just be like, then keep doing what you're doing, because it looks and it seems like it's working and it's incredible. And the amount of improvement you've made in such a short period of time, like there is no one clear path, or we'd all be the same if there were. Everyone's so different.
Right.
And the way that people train is so different, and the way that people skate is so different.
People are just so different. Like one technique can't work for everybody.
Absolutely. If they would, we'd all be doing it. I mean, I wouldn't say we'd all be happy or we'd all be, but I think there isn't one cookie cutter formula. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone wants you to expand your Dear Evan Hansen program into a full long program.
Oh, I wanted to do it so badly. I know I just like slouched down. Yes. I'm on board with you. I'm down for that anytime, any day. I literally almost did it, but I couldn't do I mean, I guess I could do, but because like I talked about earlier about expanding, like different genres, because I had just done Hamilton and then Dear Evan Hansen obviously came out, and then I was like, I want to do it so badly, and I just remember being like, you can't, like, my coach is being like, no, you could, like, no, not another, Broadway, the year after, but I like was so in love with it that I was like, okay, well then I'm doing it for our show program. And so I did. But yes, oh my God, I would, in a heartbeat, I would do it in some point in the future.
Someone asked about, I didn't know about this. Apparently.
And you can film it, Jordan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope one day that I can afford the ability to have my own, like, little private ice, whether it's an ice rink that I rent or, like, a studio, and have skaters come in and choreographers come in, and everybody, like, we make it a job, choreograph routines to be presented digitally.
Wow.
Right? And then, of course, if it goes well, we can take it on tour. But I wanted to, like, create a new way of bringing viewers and skaters together.
Unbelievable. That'd be amazing.
Apparently,
chills.
Apparently, there are these exercises that Brian named after you, Zhenya, and Yuzu. Do you know anything about that?
Yes.
Someone wants to, like, know what these exercises are.
So we do a 15-minute stroking class after, like, 4 of the 5 days during the week. And so during these, we always make up exercises, or we do a bunch of, skating skills type exercises as a group. And it's basically a mix of either when we were doing it, one of us did an exercise incorrectly, and then Brian was like, oh my God, I like that though. And then it becomes like, oh, that's the Evgenia, because she did it. Or it's like, oh, or it becomes like this, just like for whatever reason, like a certain exercise, like just like I just like grabbed onto it and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I like kind of added, my own flair, or it became my favorite exercise. And so then it kind of becomes a joke. Like, guys, we're all going to do Jason, like the Jason, So yes, though we all have like a different kind of favorite exercise, or an exercise that or it would be an exercise that like Brian created to help like us specifically. Like, oh, I had an issue with, my takeoff for my sow, or I'm just making something up, like, and then Brian will make up an exercise around that. And then because it was like inspired by like, he created it because we were working on it, and then we do it as a whole group and everyone learns it. And then it's like, oh, it's the Jason. So we all have our little special exercise.
Well, I mean, what a great way to like encourage people to be different and focus on what they need to focus on.
Absolutely.
Love is a Bee was the program I watched obsessively while stuck off the ice with a broken shoulder. It reminded me of why I wanted to get back to skating.
Oh, that makes me, I'm so sorry about your shoulder, but that makes me so happy to know that you liked it. I loved that program. And I loved performing it. Brought out a different side in me, a little passive aggressive. A little grit.
Riverdance Part 2, skate to Lord of the Dance.
You never know. You never know. I saw that comment. I don't know if, who knows? Anything's possible. I tell you that. Anything's possible.
Kayla,
I'm not ruling anything out ever.
Would you ever be interested in going to National Showcase?
You are still muted.
Oh, I am?
I think you're muted.
Really?
Da-da-da. Hey guys, it's Jason Brown. I guess I'm hosting this now. So, look at me do some stars. These are called stars. Butterfly.
I muted myself for back. You. Sorry.
No.
Would you ever be interested in going to National Showcase?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, anytime you're able to perform, and anytime that you're watching people perform, I mean, speaking of performances, what they do at National Showcase, I think is incredible. Oh my God. And I think that's all about performing and bringing something to life and acting, and it's amazing. Yes. So the answer is yes. That was a long way to get to the yes.
I'm gonna have to end this soon, but I got a recommendation. Someone said you should just this live stream will be available to watch at the same link later. All these questions will still be there, so they want you, Jason, to look at some of them and answer them on your own later.
Okay, I'll try. If Jordan, if you send me some questions, I'll try to get them to you.
Cool.
I'll try to get you the answers.
And maybe three more questions. This one's good. What advice do you have for injured skaters?
So I've had a few injuries, and I think that I approach injuries the same way that I approach skating. So I'm a person that I like to make a plan. I like to make a schedule, and I like to stick to it and work towards, making certain goals and achieving them. So I remember that, like, when I hurt my back, the first week I was like, basically they're like, we like you to move as little as possible and like just be in bed. And so I was like, I'm going to get through a whole season and do the best job at like getting through, like I made it like in my head. I was like, okay, then I'm going to get through an entire season. I think I watched the series Psych. And I watched, it was a show a while back, but I like watched every single episode. And like, that was my goal. Like I was like, I'm going to okay, how many do I need to watch to get through the season to like manage the time the best way? And so I think it's like, to me though, it made me feel like, but I was doing something for my injury and I was gonna better myself because I was staying in bed. In the same way, like, okay, then I could go to 30 minutes a day of work. Okay, like I'm gonna start doing the 30 minutes a day with the PT, whatever that was, and kind of, scheduling my day around that. So I think with injuries, I just like, as I would, plan how am I gonna, if I want to land my axle, taking those steps that I need to do on ice, off ice to get to that point of where I can land it. I look at injuries the same way as just taking these like little steps to then get back on the ice and then just continuing on with that journey.
Little steps.
Little steps.
Well, guys, this has been the longest live interview I've done so far. The only thing that's ever been longer than this was Open Ice, and that was a huge production. But I have to end it here. I want to thank everybody here who has joined us, just experienced this with us. I want to thank you, Jason, for your time.
Thank you.
So lucky.
Thank you. Oh my God. Honestly, thanks everyone for tuning in and for watching. And thank you, Jordan, for, creating this platform. It's incredible what you're doing. And I have just so much respect for you. And I'm amazed with, even talking about the first time you videotaped, we did this like years ago. And to see how far you've come and how far you've taken this.
Little steps every day.
Exactly. Little goals, little steps, little setbacks. Then you get, you keep building up, and it's amazing to see this become a reality. And I just encourage everyone who's watching, and if you see this later, it's the same thing. Just little steps to reaching your goals and kind of just take things in one step at a time. I think that's the biggest advice that I could give anyone. If you want to reach anything,
I just realized. Take a look at the lights behind you.
It's a perfect halo.
I think that's where we'll end it, guys. I want to thank everyone again, and also the Patreons who support what I do. That's a big thing that's allowed me to do this, is that I have people who are helping me afford to travel and go to Toronto and go all over the place and film with you guys and make these videos in all of my time. So if you want to learn more, patreon.com/oniceperspectives, and the link is in the bio. Jason, where can we find you after this, like on social media, Instagram?
Oh, sure. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Jason B Skates.
Awesome.
And those are both that's my handle. So I post occasionally. But yeah, that's where you'll find me, or at a rink near you one day soon.
Oh yes.
Hopefully.
Guys, thank you again, and have a fantastic weekend. Bye, everybody.
All the best, you guys.